Tractate Sotah, General Introduction. This tractate deals with the laws of a married woman who, because of a particular set of circumstances, is suspected of having committed adultery. These special circumstances are the following. Her husband, believing that she is involved in an immoral relationship with a particular man, warned her, before two witnesses, not to be alone with that man. She disobeyed the warning and entered into a secluded place with the man, where they spent a significant amount of time together. The warning is called kinui, and the seclusion is called satira. There is now a legal suspicion that an act of adultery may have taken place during their seclusion. The Torah's word for such a woman is Sotah, literally one who strays. A Sotah and her husband are forbidden to live together, and he must therefore divorce her. She is also prohibited to marry the man with whom she is suspected of sinning. However, if she claims that she is innocent of adultery, that is, she did not cohabit with the man when she was alone with him, and she and her husband want to go back to living together, they may choose to have her take the test of the bitter water, described below, which shows whether she is innocent or guilty. The water is made of harmless ingredients, but if she is guilty, drinking it will miraculously cause her death. If she drinks the water and survives, she is known to be innocent and may return to her husband. Moreover, God blesses her with strength, health, easy childbirth, and desirable children. These laws are the subject of Numbers, chapter 5, verses 11 through 31. Part 1. The Ritual of Sotah. Before a Sotah drinks the water, she and her husband must follow a certain procedure. These are the steps of the procedure based on Rambam, Hilchos Sotah 3:1 through 17. First, the husband and wife go to the court of their town in order for the court to decide whether she is eligible to take the Sotah test. The court must hear witnesses testify that the husband warned the wife and that she then spent time alone with the specified man. If, based on these testimonies and other factors, the court decides that the woman is qualified to take the test, they travel to the Great Sanhedrin in Jerusalem. The judges of the Great Sanhedrin try to persuade her that if she is guilty, she must confess. Should she maintain her innocence, she is taken to the main entrance of the temple courtyard, the Nicanor Gate, where a Kohen has her swear that she is innocent, and he informs her of what the water will do to her if she is guilty. She responds, Amen, Amen. He writes on a scroll of parchment this oath and curse exactly as they appear in the Torah in Numbers chapter 5, verses 19 through 22. He takes water from the kior in an earthenware vessel and mixes in some soil taken from the floor of the main temple building. He also adds something that tastes bitter, because the Torah refers to the water as bitter. He then erases in the water the verses that he had written on the scroll. Although the name of God appears several times in those verses and erasing the name of God is forbidden, it is permitted in this case, for the sake of allowing a husband and wife to get back together. Once the bitter water has been prepared, a different Kohen tears the Sotah's garment and uncovers and unties her hair. A Kohen then takes the Sotah's mincha offering, which consists of raw ground barley, which had been brought to the temple by the husband, and he places it in a simple basket. He has the Sotah hold the basket for some time in an attempt to tire her out and make her confess if she is guilty. He takes the basket from her and transfers the mincha to a sacred vessel. At this point, the Sotah drinks the bitter water. The Kohen then takes the sacred vessel that contains the mincha, puts it in her hand, and he waves the mincha together with her. That is, they move it up and down and to and fro. The mincha is offered, with a small part of it being burned on the altar and the rest eaten by the Kohanim. If the Sotah is guilty, quote, her stomach becomes distended and her thigh collapses, end quote. See Numbers chapter 5, verse 27, leading to her death. The man with whom she sinned also dies at the same time and in the same manner. If she is innocent, she survives the test, and she is even blessed, as described above. Part 2. Situations in which a Sotah does not drink the water. The purpose of drinking the water is only to show whether the Sotah is innocent or guilty of adultery. Accordingly, if she admits and she is guilty, there is no purpose in having her drink the water. Furthermore, even if just one witness testifies that she committed adultery when she was alone with the man, she is assumed to be guilty, although the Torah usually requires two witnesses in matters of marital law, and thus she does not drink the water. A Sotah takes the test of the bitter water only if both she and her husband agree that she should do so. If either one of them does not want her to drink the water, she may not drink it, but they are still forbidden to live together. A further condition is that the bitter water is not effective unless the husband is himself, quote, pure of sin. If the husband had sinned with a woman, the water has no power over his wife. Part 3. Peace between a husband and wife. The Gemara states, in order to make peace between a man and his wife, the Torah states that my, God's, name, which was written in holiness, may be erased into the water. See Sukkah 53b, Shabbos 116a, and elsewhere. God permitted his name to be erased so that if the woman is innocent, she can take the test and there will be peace between the husband and wife. Rashi the Sukkah there. Before the test, the husband suffered from jealousy, suspecting that his wife may have been unfaithful to him. Once the test proves her innocence, his trust in her is restored and they can go back to living together harmoniously. Peace between husband and wife is so important that even erasing the name of God is permitted in order to achieve it. Part 4. The abolition of the Sotah ritual. The Mishnah in chapter 9, Mishnah 9, states that during the era of the Second Temple, the ritual of Sotah was abolished because there was a general decline in the moral character of the nation. As mentioned above, the test of drinking the water works only when the husband himself is free of sin. Therefore, when immorality increased and it could no longer be assumed that the husband is innocent, the Tana Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai ruled that the Sotah ritual may no longer be performed. See Rambam Hilchos Sola 3:17-19. Rambam explains the Mishnah differently. The test of Sotah worked by means of miracle, which converted a harmless mixture of water, ink, and earth into a deadly poison that is effective only if the woman is guilty. God performed the miracle because he wanted his nation to be in a state of purity, so that it would be worthy of having the divine presence, Shekhinah, rest in its midst. To deserve the miracle, the people had to live up to the high standard that God expected of them. Thus, when their morality declined, the miracle ceased. See Ramban on Numbers, chapter 5, verse 20. I also said Rambam explains the Mishnah differently originally. It's actually Ramban explains the Mishnah differently.